My name's David, and the chronological Bible reading for August 1st is Isaiah chapter 64 through 66. If only you would tear the heavens and come down, Yahweh, God over all creation. Some translations say rend the heavens. If only, God, you would tear apart the sky and come down here, rescue us. And certainly in these days, we need God to come down here and do something about it. And He is coming. He is coming soon. No one calls on your name in verse 7. No one is striving to take hold of you, God, for you've hidden your face from us because of our iniquity. This was written 750 years before Jesus came, even though it points toward the coming of Jesus, and it proclaims a day in which God and man will be reconciled. In this time, the people were undergoing punishment for their sin. Israel was being exiled to Babylon. They were going to spend 70 years outside of their own city. Many of them would die away from the land that they were given by God through their forefathers. And they are brought to this place of humility. We are the clay, you are the potter. You can do with us as you will. You are our Father. And it takes the understanding that you are a son or a daughter of the Most High God to embrace the hardship, to go through the difficulty, understanding that it's not God's fault that terrible things are taking place in this world. It's because we're in a fallen world. People who want to blame God for the bad things that are taking place do not understand their relationship to Him. They do not understand that He desires that they would be His children and that they would love Him, the loving Father that He is. And God responds to these prayers and these emotions in chapter 65. I was sought by those who did not ask. I was found by those who did not seek me. I said, here I am, to a nation that did not call on my name. God is showing the disparity between a people who are supposed to know who He is and those who were not originally part of Israel. There's a difference, and God is not forsaking Israel in its entirety because of their sin. There is a remnant, and there will be a mass ingathering at the end of days. God turns away from the people who reject Him, who say they don't need Him. They even say here in this passage, we're too holy for you. We don't need you. God, if you come in, we'll have to change. We don't want to change. And God says, fine, then I'm going to destroy all of you. In 65, verse 8, as the new wine is found in a bunch of grapes, and one says, don't destroy it, there's some good left in it. So I will act because of my servants and not destroy all of them. He will preserve for Himself a remnant, and it will be those people who are humble, who are of a broken or a contrite spirit, those who tremble at His word. There is a coming day when God will return and He will create a new heavens and a new earth. The past events will no longer be remembered. They won't even come to mind. The one who dies at 100 years old will be considered to have been a youth. This is talking about the millennial reign. When Jesus returns, He's going to set things in order. There's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. Everything will be restored like it was before sin entered the world. But this is not yet heaven, because it's talking about people dying. That's not going to happen in heaven. Christians in this life will be resurrected at that time. We will be given bodies like Jesus was given after His resurrection, where He could pass through walls. He still ate and drank. He still had the scars in His hands and in His side from what they did to Him on the cross. But He no longer felt pain. He was no longer bound by the limits of this physical world. He was in his resurrected, glorified body, and we will be like him once he returns for us. There will still be people born in the earth, and it's going to be different. It's going to be better. It's going to be the way God designed it to be. When you work for something, you will reap the benefit of that thing. In verse 23, they will not labor without success or bear children destined for disaster, for they will be a people blessed by Yahweh along with their descendants. Can you imagine raising children in a place where you don't have to worry about them getting hurt? The wolf and the lamb will feed together. The lion will eat straw like the cattle. God says, I will look favorably on this type of person in chapter 66, verse 2. One who is humble. Being humble is one who admits that God is right. Being humble means you don't automatically think that you're right all the time. You don't think that you're better than other people. It doesn't mean that other people are better than you. It's having a right perspective. Secondly, being contrite of spirit, or one of a broken spirit. And that's a dependence upon God, saying, God, I need you. I need you in my life. I need you to show me how to choose and do the right thing. I'm spiritually poor. I don't deserve your goodness, God. I need you to intercede. And one who trembles at his word, who has a reverence for the word of God. When God speaks, that person is obedient. Let us not be a people who take the word of God casually. We don't like what it says, and so we just turn away from it. God says he will bless and have favor on the people who tremble at the word of God. And so I pray over you right now. May God bless you with humility before him, with a contrite spirit, and with a spirit of respect for his word. May you be a person who trembles at the word of God. You who tremble at his word, hear the word of Yahweh. Your brothers who hate you and exclude you for my name's sake have said, let Yahweh be glorified so that we can see your joy, but they will be put to shame. The people who tremble at the word of God will be exalted, and those who have mocked them will be put to shame because they are exalting themselves, saying they are better than you. Our only hope is to humble ourselves before the Most High God. God bless you, my friends. Thank you for being on this journey with me through the Word of God in 2024. We'll see you tomorrow.